Stay there.
Hallo. Ja, ik kon nou iets wat zeggen, weer iets dus. Zeg alweer iets op Teams. Man, praat hard, zeg gewoon net weer iets. Ik kan niks horen. Waar je mij dus.
Good morning, everybody. May I please have your attention? Thank you very much. Can I ask you to please rise for the executive mayor? Thank you very much. You all may be seated. Good morning, everybody, and a warm welcome to the monthly council meeting of October. This morning, council have the honor of being graced with the presence of Reverend Chepu, who will then be opening up the council meeting with scripture and also prayer, and he is from the local Methodist Church of South Africa. Warm welcome to you, Reverend, and I hand the meeting over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the speaker. Let me first greet the mayor, the deputy mayor, the speaker. Let me greet everyone present here this morning in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous. Opportunity of all the Mossel Bay for it fit. I am a word of God with us from the additional translation for makes me lie down in green pasture beside quiet waters. The right names I walk through evil. Your stuff you prepare, and so anoint my with oil. My cup, your will days of my and I dwell. Amen. I wasn't sure how long I was given, but I had prepared some few notes just to share with everyone this morning. So Psalms when you look at them, they are hymns. Psalms are poems. And for you to understand most psalms, particularly those that are said to be Psalms of David, one then needs to read 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, those 6 books to understand most psalms that are said to be the Psalms of David. Now, the events leading to the writing of these psalms are unknown, and therefore scholars can only speculate that probably this psalm was written after this particular event in David's story or that other particular event. So some scholars then say it was when he was tending his father's flock as a young boy that he wrote or he sang Psalm 23. Other scholars believe that it was when he was running away from Saul and subsequently his son Absalom, and then he was in a cave and he sang Psalm 23. But other scholars, of which I would like to align myself with those group of scholars this morning, are the ones who are saying David was on his deathbed when he said the song, or when he sang this song or said the words of Psalm 23 when we read in 1 Kings chapter 1 and 2. Now they say, the Bible says David was very sick at the time, and his servants could not, no matter how they tried, they could not help him or keep him warm, and they would put blankets on him, but he would still not keep warm. And then they went to a town called Shunem, where they took a young virgin by the name of Abishai to come and keep the king warm. Now, when David realized that his time on earth is coming to an end, he then called in Solomon, who he then handed over the reins to lead and be the king of Israel. And I have a picture of Solomon saying to David, his father, my dad, how or what did you do so that you were able to lead the children of God for 40 years? How did you manage to lead the children of God for 40 years? And scholars then believe that it was at that time when David then said, "The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing." Now, David uses the word is and not the word was in the past tense. But David believes that even in his sickness, God still is God. Hence, he is using the word is and not the word was. And he shares this, and I want to share with you what I picked up as I was reading this and aligning it to that particular story. I see David saying to Solomon, his son, that my son, for you to be able to lead God's people in a proper way, and for you to be able to lead God's people for 40 years and above, you need to have a relationship with God. That's the first and foremost. And then he goes on to say to him, now your relationship with God, I categorized it in 3 points. He says, then your relationship with God, the first thing that you need to do is to have a relationship with God, and your relationship with God is that of a sheep and a shepherd. You then become a sheep and allow God to become a shepherd. And John 10 then says, when Jesus speaks, he says, my sheep, they know my voice, they hear my voice, and they follow me. And I want to say, it is not easy leading God's people. It is not easy leading people. But if then you allow yourselves to be a sheep under the shepherd of God, who is Jesus Christ, he will then make you lie down in green pastures. As a shepherd, God will lead you to quiet waters, where waters are still. And when you lead the sheep, you need to lead them into quiet waters so that they begin to trust and be able to drink from the well that you are driving them to. And if you allow yourselves to be led first by God and God be your shepherd, then God will lead you. He goes on to say, he refreshes my soul and he guides me along the right path. When you are a shepherd, you guide your sheep along the right path. And if then you allow God to be your shepherd, God will guide you along the right path. For nothing else but his name's sake. For his name's sake. And then he goes on to say quickly, the second part or the second relationship that you need to have with God is the relationship of a tourist and a tour guide. To be able to lead God's people. I don't know, most of you probably, or all of you, have been into foreign countries. And you know how it is when you get into a foreign country where you can't speak their language and sometimes they can't speak English. But you get a tour guide, somebody who knows the place very well. Somebody who knows how to navigate through the complexes of the city. A tour guide is somebody who will then take you through the city. And at times, the tour guide will take you and say, no, don't turn this way, because in this part of the town, it's very dangerous. And for your safety, turn this way. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. And if you make God your tour guide and you sit at a chair of a tourist, then God begins to guide you. Then God begins to lead you to say, no, not this way, but go this way. A tourist or a tour guide, when you get to their country, they tend to show you the beauty of the city. And if then you trust God, as much as, no matter how difficult life can be, God will always say, if you turn on your right, then you will see the beauty of life. And therefore, that's why David then says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Because he has had a relationship of a tourist and a tour guide, where he allowed God to be able to move and navigate him through the difficulties of life and through the complexes of life. And even now, when he is facing death, he then says, I will not fear. Because for the past 40 years as a leader, you, God, have guided me. And lastly, he then says, your relationship, Solomon, with God needs to be a relationship of a chef and a diner. You become a diner and allow God to be your chef. Now, a chef is somebody who takes the raw material, the raw ingredients, as raw as they are, and then he goes and then he cooks, and then he brings a fully wonderful, nice meal to you. And I want to say, with your talents, with your ideas as a council in 2024 and towards the end and in 2025, take the raw talents and the raw ideas as they are and give them to God and allow God to cook the masterpiece for you. And then once he has done that, he will then give it to you. Then he then says, he sets a table in the presence of my enemies. And then when the enemies see you, then they see you enjoying the meal, not knowing that it comes from God. And may God bless you. May God lead you. And I love David. After all, he says, surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. And his last words, he makes a declaration. It is as if he's saying, no matter what happens to me, no matter what happens in my life, as for me, I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. May God bless you. May you have a fruitful meeting as you prepare to lead the people of Mossel Bay. Have a relationship with God, first and foremost. Allow God to be your shepherd and you become the sheep. Allow God to be your tour guide and you become a tourist. And lastly, allow God to be a chef and you become a diner. And God will set a table in front of all your enemies. May God bless you. Amen. Let us pray. Lord God, we thank you for the opportunity to sit and be able to share your word this morning. As this council meeting is about to start, Lord God, we ask that your presence fill this place. We ask that as we bring to you, Lord God, the counselor, and let him come as Solomon after David had given him to be king of Israel. The Bible says he knelt before you and said, please give me the wisdom to be able to lead your children. Give this council the wisdom to be able to lead the city of Mossel Bay, so that when people see them, Lord God, they see God in you or in them. And we pray for the fruitful meeting, Lord God. Let it be blessed by your Holy Spirit. Through your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Reverend Chepu, for your word shared with the council and the public who's able to also join in virtually, and the members in the gallery. It was indeed a blessed word. Thank you very much. You gave us food for thought. And please be assured that we take our guidance from God, for without him we are nothing. I would like to invite you to join our council meeting should you have time. You can take up a seat in the gallery, but I also understand that people like yourself who also have a lot to do and serve the sheep of the Lord has got a hectic schedule, so we will be happily excusing you to do your duties for the rest of the day. And may God also bless you and the work of your hands and your ministry. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day. Executive Mayor, Executive Deputy Mayor, all members of Council, Municipal Manager, all our directors present, our support staff, our sign language interpreter Ronel, and our interpreter Matthews, the scribe, the media, the members of the public in the gallery, and those who are joining us virtually online. Good morning and welcome to this council meeting. Our attendance register is circulating. Kindly ensure that you please sign Roman 3 then on our agenda is the applications for leave of absence. We have leave of absence for Councillor De Bula, who is with his family. Please spare a thought and pray for him. His sister sadly passed on. Then Councillor Kutsia is also absent. He submitted a leave of absence application. And Councillor Krieger will unfortunately just be a bit late due to some technicalities with the transport. Then we have Roman 4 on our agenda, the disclosure of interest in terms of Schedule 1, Code of Conduct for Councillors, in terms of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act. Is there any councillor who wishes to disclose interest on the items on our agenda this morning? See no light, thank you very much. We then on Roman 5, disclosure of benefits in terms of Schedule 2, Section 5, Code of Conduct for Officials of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act. Is there any official who needs to disclose anything?
Nothing, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. Councillors, then we are at Roman 6, which is the confirmation and signing of our previous council minutes. Before us is the minutes of the special council meeting held on Thursday, the 12th of September, 2024, with folio numbers 1955 to 1968. Can I please have a proposal for council to approve?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Delamain. Do we have a seconder for Councillor Delamain?
Yes, you do, Madam Speaker. Councillor van Dijk.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Is there anything from the minutes that any councillor wishes to raise? I see the light of Councillor Gous. Councillor Gous, you may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Just to the correctness of the minutes, if it can please be corrected that I did submit an apology for that meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Indeed so, we then correct as such an apology for Councillor Gous. If there's nothing else, we then move to the minutes. Councillor Mkuntu and then Councillor Buddha. Councillor Mkuntu.
Madam Speaker, on minutes E235, the waiver application, Municipal Manager.
Just 1 second. Councillor Mkonto, you can proceed.
Okay. Thanks, Madam Speaker. I will speak closer.
You're more than welcome to do so. Thank you very much. Can you just repeat that item again on the minutes of the special council meeting? Item E. What's the item you're speaking to, Councillor Mkuntu?
E235.
E235.
Waiver.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Just 1 second, apologies. We can't hear the interpreter. All right, so the Director Potgieter will quickly just see if there's anything wrong. Apologies, Councillor Mkonto, just 1 second. Can you hear now? Okay, if you can hear clearly, then the item is the 1 to 2nd green page. We can hear you clearly, Matthews. Thank you very much. Councillor Mkonto can proceed.
Ndicela ukuza nje Speaker kumuntu ebenotha nje i-minutes intoba iposition ye-ANC ibhalwe ndawoni apha. Okwesibini, ndiyanota into yokuba indlela ezibhalwe ngazo i-minutes zile ndlela ebesisoloko sifuna into yokuba maziveze yonke into ibinantsika ibithethwa kwi-council. Kwisicelo sethu sasinaso ngaphambili saxelelwa into yokuba no kuvezwa nje izigqibo ze-council. Naw ngale ndlela zibhalwe ngayo ngoku zinixelele enye into ngoku. Into yoba kubakho sometimes ezinye izinto kuvezwa yonke ileta ibithethiwe. But ke singayanga apho, Madam Speaker, ndicela uye phaa I think paragraph 4. Sayiphosa mhlambi kula meeting ithi apho uthi Speaker, we must be honest. Some of our opposition parties councillors were also led by nose, by malice by the instigators who twisted facts for own gain and proclaim misconceptions. So ndicela ukwazi Madam Speaker uthetha ukuthini xa utshoyo. Zeziphi ezi political parties ezarhoqwa ngumlomo zananso zabanjwa ngempumlo.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mkontu. The issue around the correctness of the minutes, not reflecting the position of the ANC, can I just ask Director Potgieter to please just respond in that regard? What I also wish to bring the attention to is that on the last page, numbered 4 till 10. Don't know if there's anything missing there. Is the resolution and the decision. However, the ANC is questioning why it is not recorded that they stated their position in the minutes. Can you please assist in that regard, Director Potgieter, and then Council Work?
Speaker, I missed the first part of what Councillor Mkonto was saying as I was out to check on the interpreter. But if there's a challenge with the correctness, then we can listen to the verbatim minutes and come back in terms of the correctness, Speaker.
Yeah. If I can just assist, Councillor Mkonto is raising the issue that the position of the ANC is not reflecting and that it is merely quoted what was discussed and then also not the resolution taken.
We will look into it, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Director Potgieter. Council Work? Are you covered? Okay. Councillor Mkonto, on the issue of the correctness with the ANC position not reflecting, Director Potgieter indicating that she will do as such. The other part of your inputs made in terms of misleading opposition councillors, etc. Don't know, Municipal Manager.
I wasn't here.
You were not at the meeting. That was a comment made, which I unfortunately can't respond to. I see the light of Council Alderman Boyson and then the Council will take.
Madam Speaker, it's right to look at the correctness of the item, but we have already this item was already in our agendas. We got ample time to discuss this item. Will we today again discuss this item? Thank you.
Now the item that we are busy with is for corrections under the minutes. Thank you very much. Council Work?
Yes, Madam Speaker, just to add to the Alderman, this is an item for the correctness of the minutes. This is not an item to reopen a debate. That was in the previous council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Buddha?
Okay, Speaker. Yeah, when we spoke about the correction of the meetings, we don't want to see anyone exaggerating the minutes here. Because if you are saying you are dragged by the nose, no, it's an insult, it's an offender. So to correct the minutes is not a bad thing. Just we say, just when we write it down, you must write it in a pushful, in a right way, if you can't prove it.
Thank you for your input. It's noted. Thank you very much. If there's no other inputs, then we move.
Thanks, Madam Speaker.
Last by Councillor. On the correction of the minutes of a special council meeting, you may proceed.
So I just want to say on this council, if you are saying that these minutes are correct, the way that are written, especially the letter or the side of that was put by Nasika, the councillor, then there's a lot of things that we've noticed here. If there's if the Baumgong is still willing, and Madam Speaker, if you are not withdrawing this accusation that we have to us, and whatever the Nasika Baumgong also said on this letter, let's say that you will be willing to dance for the music that you are playing.
Noted. Thank you, Councillor Mkuntu. We move. Minutes of the open council meeting held on Thursday, the 26th of September 2024, folio numbers 1968 from A to 2201. Can I please have a proposal?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Councillor van Dijk would propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Can I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Delamain. Is there anybody who wishes to speak to the minutes? Any corrections of any sort? There's none. Thank you very much. We move. Roman 7. Cognizance of the Executive's Mayor and Deputy Executive's Mayor resolutions in terms of delegated authority as provided for in Section 591A of the Act on Local Government, the Municipal Systems Act of 2000. In front of Council to take cognizance, item numbers FC 48 to FC 54, G45 to G46, CS 62 to CS 71, items PE 114 to PE 127, T33 to T38, CG 36 to CG 44, items E 273 to E 274, and then UBs 60 to UB 67. Can I please have a proposal in this regard?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose the item. Thank you.
We're excusing Councillor Boda is not feeling well. Councillor Delamain is proposing for cognizance. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Councillor van Dijk.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Is there anybody who wishes to raise anything from the items? None. Thank you very much. We move. Roman 8 on the agenda, cognizance of the municipal manager's resolutions in terms of the delegated authority as per Council Resolution D127 of November 2008, as provided for in Section 591A of the Act on Local Government, which is the Municipal Systems Act of 2000. Items in front of Council to take cognizance of GM70 until GM80. Can I please have a proposal in this regard?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Councillor van Dijk will propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Do I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Alderman Delamain. My apologies. Is there anybody who wishes to raise anything from the item? None. Thank you very much. We are then at Roman 9 of our agenda for the communications by our Executive Mayor, Alderman Del Kutse. I now hand over to the Executive Mayor. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Speaker, good morning and good morning to everybody. We'll start with the further communications just now, but I've just received some photos of the brand new play park in Ward 1 in School Street that's been erected. And while they were busy erecting the play park, parts of it were stolen. And yesterday they completed the park, and I've received photos now that some of the brand new climbing nets have been cut, and safety rails on the sides has been removed. The whole double swing installation's been removed or stolen, and so on. So yeah, it's quite disturbing when we try to install infrastructure in our communities, and then it's been carried away as we're busy erecting its speakers. So we want our communities, we're pleading to them to please also take ownership. Obviously, we try as hard as we can to assist the South African Police Services in terms of safety in our town, but we also need to ask our community to take ownership. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I see the light of Councillor Gous. Before you start with your official communications, can I have Councillor Gous perhaps just give her input, because I think she wants to speak to the issue that you just shared.
Right.
Is that okay with
Yeah.
you? Thank you very much, Councillor Gous, so that I can allow the Mayor to do his speech to Council. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker, for the allowance. I really appreciate it. I'm also dismayed to hear that, because I know that we are very short of funds, and the money that's being spent needs to be spent very circumspectly. So when the community doesn't take care of that which we provide in the different areas, it's quite distressing, to say the least. I'd like to ask, I have asked before regarding vandalism, that the municipality does enlightenment run in the communities, explaining that when things are damaged or stolen, they're actually stealing from the individual, because we have to recover that money in the form of service costs, which they pay. So they need to understand, when they see somebody stealing, that person is stealing directly from them. And then the other thing, Speaker, to the Mayor through you, is that I hope the Mossel Bay Municipality is going to lay criminal charges and ask the police to investigate, and that we will prosecute the persons responsible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Without any further ado, Executive Mayor. Oh, sorry, Council Whip. Sorry, Mayor. Council Whip.
No, thank you, Madam Speaker. We note that you've made a ruling in this regard, but the item on the agenda is communications by the Executive Mayor, and councillors are welcome to use this slot when they are become elected mayor in future. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Council Whip. Executive Mayor, over to you for your speech.
Speaker, thank you. All right, the case have been made, so definitely. Then in terms of Breast Cancer Month, this was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's ending today actually. And yeah, so we're actually at the end of the campaign, and I'm very glad to see that some colleagues, some of them even have got entire pink suits on, as Councillor Tabo and the Deputy Mayor. I don't know if it's a prerequisite to become a politician to have a pink suit. I don't know, Councillor Leon, if you, I don't see pink on you. But thank you very much for those who's also showing that we are aware of this illness. We know that many families are affected by it. And then also thank you to the Salga Western Cape Women's Commission Chairperson, Councillor Anniki, for the ribbons. I think you supplied the ribbons. I don't know if it was you and with Councillor Madeline, who's also beautifully dressed in pink. So yeah, but thank you very much to our ladies. I know it was I think it was Councillor Madeline's idea in our caucus. So thank you very much for that. And then moving over to the official speech. Firstly, want to just thank the officials, Director Nell and all the officials. We had a very successful Mayoral Cup, and Aiden quickly got me some stats a bit earlier. So there were 96 rugby players, that's 8 teams. There were 120 netball players, 10 teams, and then there were 900, no, soccer was a crazy 900 players, yes. And that is 36 soccer teams that partook in the Mayoral Cup this year, and I just want to congratulate all the winners. I also firstly want to thank Alderman Niklaas Boysen, who's the portfolio chairperson, who's also been involved there during the weekend, and we're very proud of the work that's been done by the department and what we offer to the youth in our town. So in rugby first place, I want to congratulate Happy Hearts. They've won this rugby tournament since we've started with the Mayoral Cup. Then the second place is Mossel Bay Barbarians, third place Shamrocks. Then netball first place, Young Dreams, second place Grootbrak, third place the Omgee Rehab, and then soccer first place Seabirds, second place Flying Eagles, and third place the Peacemakers. Then I was also very fortunate last weekend with Director Nel to attend, and also with Alderman Niklaus Boysen, to attend the ceremony where the new junior town council were introduced and where the old junior town council gave over. So there I also want to congratulate our newly elected junior mayor, who's Rees Meyer, quite fitting surname, and then Kim Peterson, who's the junior deputy mayor, Mia Stander, who's the municipal manager, Lenati Fundakuba, who's the executive member for community, and then Musa Ngongongono, who's the executive member for sports, and then is Kotola Mbelekane, the executive member for youth, and then Imbu Nsizeka, who's the speaker. So we're also looking forward to what the work that this new junior town council is going to do. And I did congratulate the outgoing town council for the work they did. They were quite effective and busy everywhere. And we also congratulate the outgoing junior mayor Dintlesima for the hard work that she's put in, and and we wish them the best of luck, especially with the exams that they're already busy with and with their futures. Yesterday we had a very interesting event, the Ice Bucket Challenge, and there I want to thank Councillor Anton and Councillor Leroux. I did not see Councillor Leroux being thrown with some ice water. I think she chickened out at the end. But Councillor Delamain came there with his office clothes, and I think they poured some ice water on them. So we're very proud of the fact that I think it's a new, not official, but it's a new world record. According to what's been mentioned there was around about 920 people, and Point High School also attended in large numbers that assisted. But yeah, it was a very nice event. SABC was also there, and it was the whole event was hosted by Eden Protocol, who is one of the non-profits that we as the iconic Eisters, and I didn't choose the name, team are contributing to. So we three, it's myself, Lishka Jennings of Mossel by Tourism, and Aiden Parrott this year partaking in the Ironman as a team. And we're busy raising funds towards various charities through the Ironman for Kids charitable fund. And I think between the three of us up to now, we've raised around about 20,000 Rand. I know that Eden Protocol were a week or so ago on 40,000 Rand, and I want to congratulate them on that. And then yesterday, obviously, also they had a very good event. And yeah, so all this is going towards Ironman for Kids, and this money will then be donated to 3 charitable funds in Mossel Bay, of which one is actually the Eden Protocol team, as far as I understand. So they're actually also fundraising for money that will come back to them. Then we will have another mayoral fundraiser. We've got Mr. Franklin Sun, the former South African ambassador to the United States of America, coming to join us, and we will do a breakfast fundraiser again. That will be Tuesday, November the 12th at 8:30 at the Mossel Bay Golf Club. The fees is 150 Rand, as we normally charge for these breakfasts. That can be paid at the golf club, and that all the earnings is going once again to the Mayoral Charitable and Relief Fund. And that obviously we use the money for deserving beneficiaries. Then the iconic art exhibition launch is coming soon, and that will be on the 29th, as far as I've got it. And the idea is that we will host various art in the gallery, in the art gallery in the foyer of the municipality, as council took the decision. And further communications will also go out to councillors to invite you to the opening. And then the idea is that 10% of the sales goes also towards the mayoral fund. And the aim is also to provide a platform for local artists to exhibit their artwork with wide exposure to high-level visitors, and to benefit economically from this engagement. So yeah, that's on the Friday, the 29th of November at 6 o'clock, and as I've mentioned, more details will be communicated. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor, for your communications. As per the rules, there are no discussions after the Mayor's speech. I note the light of Councillor Baron. Councillor Baron, do you have a...
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Speaker, ek sou graag wou gehad het die Mayor moet iets sê oor Harry Park. As daar niks is, as die stories wat rondloop slegs rumors is, dan is dit fyn, dan kan ons afstap. Dan hoef ons nie moties in te sit om te hoor wat daar aangaan nie. So as die Mayor niks weet, is dit ook reg, dan is dit ook rumors. So laat die Mayor graag iets sê oor Harry Park, want daar's petisies wat mense wil hê ons moet by betrokke raak. So ek wil nie betrokke raak by rumors nie. Want ons eers hoor waar iets is of waar niks is nie.
Thank you very much. That Harry Park wasn't part of the Mayor's speech. However, you have asked a question. The Mayor and the MN perhaps can respond. Mayor, if you wish to, you're more than welcome.
Speaker, thank you. Yeah, we've communicated, so the official communications did go out, and yesterday we've updated that to various news channels, so I don't think I have to repeat that again in my speech. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Is there anything you want to add, Aaron? None. Thank you very much. Councillors, we then move to the communications by the Speaker, and we have one award that before
Speaker.
Councillor Machusini.
Thank you, Speaker. We didn't hear what Councillor Baron says, and then the interpreter was not there.
Okay, thank you. Let me assist. Councillor Baron asked if the Mayor wishes to say anything with reference to the Harry Park issue, around the animals, etc. And the Mayor said that there was formal communication that went out, and yesterday it was also updated and sent to the various news houses. Comfortable? Thank you very much.
Speaker, thank you.
Raadslid Baron, ek is besig met my kommunikasie, asseblief. Thank you. I would like this morning to request the support of the Executive Mayor to please move to the front as we award the community development director. Can I ask also Director Nell, and is Mr. William Clayton, is he present? Yeah, thank you very much. Director Nell, Mr. William Clayton, and the Executive Mayor. Councillors, the Mossel Bay Library has made a significant step in championing the adoption of technological innovation within the library services. I think you can all agree that our facilities are really very much state-of-the-art. The Zebra electronic system that was used by other libraries has made a meaningful impact in the sector during the absence of the SLIMS program. And we received this reward. When did we receive this? Mr. Clayton, Director? 2 weeks ago. Okay. Thank you very much. Director Nell and Mr. Williams, you can come to the front. As is the official, do we have the official also? Yeah. Thank you very much. Koliswa, you can also come to the front. And the portfolio chairperson.
Speaker. What happening now? Ek sien 'n klomp drama hier. Is dit maklik hier?
Well done, Director Nell and your team, the library team, our 2 officials. Thank you very much for the work that you guys are doing. This is absolutely well received. Whilst Aiden is positioning you very well for the photo, it's good, that's his work. I see Sibu also coming there, the professional. So julle moet nou pragtig smile daar so. Ja, Aiden weet precies hoe die... hoe die balans moet wees vir die foto. Dankie, Aiden. Thank you very much. Koos, geef vir hulle lekker aan 'n klappie. Then councillors, also this morning in front of council, we have the birthday celebrations of Councillor Mkuntu with his birthday, which was on the 29th of October. Councillor Mkuntu, wish you well. May the year ahead bring you many, many blessings, and I'm hoping that we will have cake during the tea break. And then also very, very hearty congratulations to our Director of Infrastructure, Mr. Naidu, with his birthday that is celebrated on the 24th of October. Director Naidu, I trust that you had a very, very nice day. Also want to wish you all the best for the new year, and thank you very much for your contributions to the municipality. Councillors, just want to request, die tussenin pratery is 'n disturbance. Ek het 'n klag gekry van iemand wat aanlyn is. Is moeilik om te volg met die streaming, so please, you have the privilege to speak in council. You press your light when it's red. The speaker afford you such an opportunity. So net 'n bietjie respek kry asseblief, dankie. Then councillors, Council Whip, may I please ask you to quickly check on Councillor Buddha. He wasn't looking that well. He has been out for a while and he indicated that he is sick. Thank you very much. In front of council, sadly, we also have a long list of members from our public who has passed on. And I would like to ask the council and the members in the gallery to please rise for a minute of silence as we think of those who have sadly passed on. Thank you very much, everybody. You may be seated. We are then at Romans 10. Executive Mayor, was there any questions received?
None received, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager.
We received questions, but none on the agenda, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. All was responded to. Thank you very much.
Almost, Speaker.
Okay, ek dink dit sal raadslid Gous wees, né? Councillors, we then on our agenda for this morning, page 2551. First item on our agenda is item E278, the disposal of capital assets. The recommendations listed 1 to 2. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
Speaker, if I may, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that I have two motions. And then if you will just quickly allow me a 10-second opportunity to apologize for causing distress in the council chambers yesterday with my issues regarding drivers. I don't want to elaborate because it's an open council meeting. I apologize for that. I never understood the situation properly. So If my apology is accepted, I'll appreciate that. To yourself, to our mayor, and to my fellow councillors, thank you. And to the administration if they took offence.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous, for your apology. It is accepted, not a problem at all. Baie dankie. It is very good. Yeah, it shows leadership. Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Councillor Gous, you're indicating you have 2 motions. All right, let me give you an opportunity to quickly introduce it.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my first motion, I think might be a little, has been preempted a little, but it's regarding clarity on the status of Harry Giddy Park. I have got a seconder if you'd like to ask.
I will second.
Thank you so much, Speaker. Speaker, I've taken note of the Mayor's communication that there is a formal communication, but if we could perhaps just have clarity on the fact that we know that there's concern and unhappiness expressed by our residents at what is happening in the park. Neither the SPCA or the Mossel Bay Municipality has provided information on what specific disease the tortoises had. Were all ill? If not, why were all euthanized? And what is going to happen to all the other animals that were resident in the park? And is it true that a restaurant, which is the rumor out there, is planned for construction in the park? Then we also note that only the top cages near the school were flooded, and we see there is a concrete slab being thrown there at the moment. What is that for? And then what is the status of SAPREC being located in the park? Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Is there a counter proposal?
Speaker, since our whip is not here, I'll ask for a caucus.
Ask for caucus. Okay, thank you very much.
Speaker, would you like me to mention the second motion before they go on caucus?
I think we can then, just to save time in case everybody else would like to perhaps also call for a discussion time. You may proceed. Thank you, Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my second motion, because I was contacted yesterday, I'm bringing it in as a motion of exigency. Clarity on why fireworks are again approved at the Hartenbos seafront despite promises made in public that last year would be the last one. I also have a seconder.
Can I have a seconder for the motion, please?
Councillor Baron.
Thank you, Councillor Baron.
Thank you, Speaker. Part of our iconic Mossel Bay is the beauty of our fauna and flora areas like Dana Bay and other conservation areas where animals still roam freely. Fireworks are distressing to not only our domestic animals but also to our wildlife and sea life. What is not mentioned as often, though, is the distress caused to some of our aged residents who suffer from dementia and Alzheimer's who do not understand what is happening. With the technology available to us via laser, drone shows, etc., I believe we should embrace the opportunity to make use of these and move away from the traditional fireworks displays, particularly in light of the fact that we will be condoning an events policy in these chambers next month, which expressly prohibits any event that is a nuisance and unreasonable disturbance to residents. And then, Speaker, I've also been approached by people that have claimed that other organizations that have requested permission to have firework displays have been denied. So it just seems like an inconsistent application. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. I'm not going to ask at this stage for counter proposal. The DA has asked for a caucus, and I will be granting that caucus. Council has heard the 2 motions. First one in terms of the Harry Giddy Park, and the second one in terms of the fireworks approval at the Hartenbos seafront, and why other role players has not been granted such. How much time for the caucus? 10 minutes. Thank you very much. Council adjourn for 10 minutes. We will then reconvene at 10:10. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, councillors. The council will now reconvene. The DA has asked for a caucus, and I'm now going to afford the executive mayor to then address the council with feedback and the outcome. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, Speaker. The DA is not supporting the motion. We, however, did ask for an investigation. There will be official communications continuously going out, as we've already done. And then, obviously, we're still waiting for some of the test outcomes and so on. I can just mention that the SPCA, we're working hand in hand with them. And then just on SAPREC, Councillor, there's been a council item 2 months ago. So you will see all the answers in there. But I can't foresee SAPREC getting to the park, but as I've stated, the council items say that that should be investigated and then also come back. And then what I can also, I think one of the concerns, Speaker, obviously we're not going to debate it, but I see there's some rumors in the media that there's going to be hotels or stuff built in the Giri Park, which is not the case. The construction taking place is due to damage of a storm that happened a year ago, and we're just as frustrated as, I suppose, many residents experiencing the same delays on our beaches. Unfortunately, that's how long it takes a municipality to get the insurance claims in place. It is very expensive work, so for that reason it was claimed from the insurance, and that's insurance repairs taking place at this stage. But at this stage, we can't debate the motion of which we don't have all the facts, Speaker. For that reason, we ask that we keep the community posted and that we get all the answers in terms of what illnesses there was and so forth.
Thank you very much. Mayor, is there a seconder for the mayor?
I will second, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Then we will then proceed to put to the vote in terms of Rule 57. Those in favour of the motion by Councillor Gous, seconded by Councillor Baron, can I see your support by show of hands? 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you very much. Then those in favour of the proposal by the Executive Mayor with reasons provided, seconded by Councillor Porter, can I please have your vote through the show of hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18, thank you very much. Is the INC is abstaining? We have we have Councillor Krieger online. Councillor Krieger, can you hear me?
Yes, Speaker, good morning. Yes, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Can you please indicate your position on the motion of Councillor Gous?
I'm abstaining.
Abstain. Thank you very much. That concludes the motion on the Harry Giddy Park. Then Councillor Gous also brought, in terms of Rule 57, a motion with reference to the fireworks. It was seconded by Councillor Baron. Can I have feedback on the outcome of the caucus?
Madam Speaker, I will speak on the motion, if I may.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I don't think the council is oblivious to the fact that the firing off of fireworks is an issue in the community. We're quite aware of that. It is also contained within the bylaws how the firing off of fireworks will take place. The council has no control over the purchasing of fireworks, and that is controlled through the Explosives Act, which is regulated by the South African Police Service, which is a national act. There are 4 such institutions in Mossel Bay. With regards to applications do come to council. At this stage, we as council are not aware of any applications that have been brought. And if such an application has been brought, it will be done with regards to or in relation with the bylaw that exists. But we are certainly not aware of such an application. We've heard a rumor that it has gone to the South African Police Service in terms of Hartenbos, and that would be a pyrotechnic show, but nothing with regards to fireworks. So that answer I cannot substantiate in terms of if the application has been received, yes or no. But I want to make the statement that we are not in favor of the firing off of fireworks and therefore the specific bylaw. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. You indicating then that you're against and you're proposing as such. I need a seconder, please.
Madam Speaker, I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Then in terms of the rules, need to put this to a vote. All in favour by the motion brought by Councillor Gous, seconded by Councillor Baron.
Speaker, if I may, just on a point of clarity, I actually was under the impression that the DA caucus was agreeing with the fact that we don't want to allow fireworks. Am I understanding it correctly? I thought they were in agreement with the motion.
Thank you very much. Question of clarity. Can I please have the proposer and seconder speak to that? Councillor Botha.
Yes, Madam Speaker. No, all applications have to be in terms of the bylaw. You create rules as a municipality and the public have to follow them, and therefore our position is they must just follow the bylaws process. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you want to add something, Mayor? You covered. Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. Just on a point of clarity again. So are we saying that the way I understood from Councillor van Dijk's reply was that should the Mossel Bay Municipality receive applications, that we will not be in favour of approving firework displays? I'm just trying to understand if that's what they're saying, or are they opposed to the fact that I asked that we not approve firework displays for the reasons listed in my motion?
Thank you, Councillor Gous. I've allowed 2 questions of clarity. We only have to vote on the motion and not the discussion thereof, Councillor Gous. I'm busy with that, but I'll allow for the clarity question posed by Councillor Gous. Councillor van Dijk, can you please assist before I proceed?
Thanks, Madam Speaker. If you listen to the transcription of what I've said, I said the firing off of fireworks. There is a bylaw and that must be sustained. That is what I said.
Speaker, my apology if I'm obtuse in this, but I think Councillor van Dijk and I are saying the same thing.
Thank you. Do you want to speak? No. Thank you very much. I just want the DA caucus to please give final clarity to Councillor Gous, because Councillor Gous is then under the impression that a motion is actually being supported by what you've raised. So just one last opportunity for that final. Can you just kindly switch off your light for me? Thank you very much. The Mayor will be speaking to it then. Thank you.
Speaker, that's the problem with motions, because you don't have all the information in front of you. If it was a written question, then we could have got all the information. We are against the motion because we don't have any application at this stage. So we're having a long debate about a possible application, and then the application will be handled in terms of the bylaw, which is obviously a law of this council, and we will then deal according to that.
Thank you very much then for that clarity provided. I am now gonna then conclude with a vote to finalize it.
Speaker, ACDP will then withdraw the motion because the answer that I've received is, in my opinion, that should the Mossel Bay Municipality receive such an application according to our bylaw, we will say no. That's the way I understand it. If I've misunderstood, then my motion stands. Otherwise, I withdraw the motion.
Councillor Botha, can you provide clarity in terms of how Councillor Gous is understanding it? Because it is now very clear that the Mayor, in terms of the DA position, has said that the DA caucus is against the motion because there has not been any application received. Thank
Madam
you,
Speaker,
Botha.
the position is that will be evaluated according to the bylaw, as is the due process. That does not mean yes, that does not mean no, that means it will be evaluated in terms of the due process. And then, Madam Speaker, as the whip, I just want to add, I welcome motions by all parties. It's good for debate and for the functioning of democracy, but I would like to caution councillors that when they write motions, it should be clear, and questions should maybe follow the written question route where clarity can be obtained beforehand and robust feedback can be provided, which would aid the councillors better in giving feedback to the community. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. We are then concluding the matter. The motion stands. I'm then now going to put it to vote. The motion brought by Councillor Gous in terms of the fireworks, seconded by Councillor Baron. Can I please, through the show of hands, have an indication who's in support? For it's Councillor Vallis, your hand. I can't see it.
I abstain of this.
You abstain. Yeah. Thank you very much. So there's 3, and Councillor Vallis is abstaining. Thank you very much. ANC is abstaining. Councillor Krieger, your position?
Also abstaining, Madam Speaker.
Councillor Krieger, you still online? Can you hear me? The
Yes,
motion
I
on
am.
the fireworks brought by Councillor Gous?
Yes, I am. I'm abstaining, Madam Speaker.
Abstain. Thank you. Councillor Krieger is abstaining. Those in support as per the counter proposal by Councillor Leon, seconded by Councillor Botha. Can I see it by a show of hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18. Thank you very much. That then concludes the 2 motions brought by Councillor Gous. Thank you very much, councillors, for attending to that. We then move now to the business of the agenda. Item E278, disposal of capital assets. Can I please have a proposal in this regard?
Good morning, Madam Speaker. I would like to propose, please. Thank you.
Good morning, Councillor Alderman Furness. Can I have a seconder for Alderman Furness, please?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I also say good morning then, because you said that. So I second this item.
Good morning,
Thank
Councillor
you.
Annie. You look beautiful in your pink suit.
Thank you, Speaker.
Is there any questions of clarity or objections to the item? Yes, Councillor Machesini.
Thank
You
you,
also
Madam
look beautiful
Speaker.
with your tie and suit.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to add clarity when they say is lost by officials. They can.
Thank you very much. Well, Mr. CFO, will you be able to assist? I think the council is asking, was the items lost by officials, so that officials is responsible for the loss. You are excused. Mr. CFO, will you be able to attend, or can I ask the MM?
Yeah. Chairperson, though, when the item appeared before council, there was an investigation, and that investigation pointed out that it was lost on site, as it said. It could have been busy with work, and something happened there, but when it comes here, there was an investigation already undertaken by the department. Then we have to bring it back to council to report the real reason why it must be written off there, and that's the reason.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. Councillor Machesini indicated is comfortable. The item carries. We are then on item E279, Supply Chain Management Monthly Report for Deviations, that was approved for the period August 2024. Can I please have a proposal in this regard?
Madam Speaker, I'll propose. Thank you.
Alderman Furness, thank you very much. Do we have a seconder for Alderman Furness?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second it.
Thank you very much, Councillor Meyer, for seconding. Any questions of clarity, comments? I see the lights of Councillor Gous and Councillor Gwaza. In that order, you may please proceed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Speaker. Speaker, I have in the past asked if the municipality would put a system in place that tracks the expiry dates of contracts. and I'd like clarity on whether that has been implemented or not, because I see we have quite a few deviations that are due to that, contracts that have expired and new tenders that haven't been formulated yet. So I think we could actually cut down on our deviations a lot more if we do have a system like that in place. If I could just get clarity on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can I ask that Councillor Gwaza also pose the question? Councillor Gwaza, may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've got a question on the deviations of radio stations. As far I remember, we had deviation. We did budget for 4 stations of 11,000 each per month. Now I see there is a deviations for 2 radio stations, Tambo FM and Heartbeat, of 110,000. I need clarity on that. And what about other 2? Thank you, Madam Speaker. Also, through you, Madam Speaker, to MM. Thank you, MM. I did receive the capital budget you sent in all words, but I request through you, Madam Speaker, if MM, you can send for me a detailed one. I saw that you put the amounts, but I want to know what projects are going to be done in those amounts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gwaza, Municipal Manager.
Chairperson, I'll allude to Councillor Gousa's question about contract management. Yes, Speaker and councillors, we do have a system in place by which departments get sensitized before the tenders expire. What happens sometimes, councillors, is they do go out on tenders in time, but we cannot award the tender by the end of the contract period of the previous term, because of practical reasons. The tenders might not have been approved because they didn't adhere to minimum requirements or whatever. It was too expensive, we didn't have the money. And for that reason, we still do it. We have to go on a deviation route. It falls 100% within the policy that council approved for deviation, Chairperson. So we are doing our best. It's not always, and I'm sure the councillors will appreciate the fact that I can remember some time ago we had lots of deviations, and it's decreased a lot here. So we are working on that continuously. As far as radio stations are concerned, you're 100% correct, Councillor. We don't go out on tender to appoint the 4 community radio stations. We do a deviation, and all of them are treated the same. I think what's happened here is just the time when the invoices come in of the month, but we do treat all 4 of them exactly the same. They are all treated all the same. There's no tender for it, and you can only see the 2 on this report. The others might appear on the next report or maybe on the previous report, but I can give the assurance, Speaker, that we are all treated the same. And then the third question, which is not part of this item, Chairperson, Councillor Gwaza can come to Malume anytime. She know I will assist her with the information she requested. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. Councillor Gwaza, follow up.
Yes, Madam Speaker, thank you. I hear you, MM. I'm asking that, I see that as we made, we said we're giving them 11,000 each month. Now I see they received 110. That was made for deviation. What it was for.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gwaza, asking what the 110,000 was.
Speaker, the only reason why it's like that is that we don't give them an order monthly. Otherwise, you must give 10 or more. We give 1 order for the year. That's why it's 110. But we don't pay them 110,000 a month. They get 11,000 per month for the year, each one of them. They are all treated exactly the same. That's the only explanation I can give. We unfortunately have Mr. Fourie, who's not here, the previous CFO, would have had the information on it. But I see Councillor Gwaza is still not. Otherwise, we can go offline and show it through the supply chain management how it works, Speaker.
Thank you very much, MM. Follow up by Councillor Mkuntu and then Councillor Machisini.
Can you just explain in such a way that I can understand? The time that we were the item of budgeting for the radio stations, we asked You said the reason that you give the 11,000 to radio stations is to make sure that any department gets a slot to the radio stations. There will be no other amount that will be that 11,000. So you are saying the 11,000 you are not giving monthly, but you are giving you just add those 11,000 up to 110. I just want to get clarity there.
No, Chairperson, we pay them monthly, 11,000 a month, each one of the 4. But when we issue an order, we don't issue 11,000 rand orders per time. We issue them one order for the year. And every month they give us an invoice for 11,000 and we pay them that 11,000 every month, all 4 of them now.
Thank you very much for that clarity provided. You also covered. No other questions. We then move. The item carries. Item E280. It is the minutes of the meeting of the Participating Municipalities Committee established in terms of the Waste Disposal Agreement for September 2024. For Council to take cognizance of the minutes. Can I please ask for a proposer if the minutes is included? A proposer for the item, please.
Madam Speaker, I proposed.
Alderman Boyson, thank you very much. Do we have a seconder for Alderman Boyson?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Is there any questions? See the light of Councillor Gous, you may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the item is for cognizance. I do, however, have just 3 questions of clarity.
May proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. The first, I would like to maybe just ask our Director, Nell, if she could just take a look. I think there might be a possible correction necessary with dates. On page 13, the minutes state December 23, and I think it must be December 24. And then 2 questions. First of all, I'd really like to commend her and her department and the administration for really leading the way with these developments for an alternative or a new landfill site. I'm not sure why my mic is doing that. This way. Oh, there we go. And but I also would like to know if a municipality defaults, and here I'm thinking particularly of a smaller municipality along the coast, what provision has been made should they do so for a defaulting municipality? And then also, why was the service level agreement with the contractor not amended yet? It expired on the 14th of September 24. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much for your 3 questions. Councillor Botha, would you like to?
Madam Speaker, the item before Council is just for cognizance of the minutes. Can we please stick to the relevance of just taking cognizance of the minutes of that meeting? Thank you.
Noted. Thank you, Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, further in this agenda, there's an item on ethical governance. And I'd like us to please consider the fact that the entire item which we're going to accept later in this agenda speaks to operating together in a spirit of cooperation. I am taking cognizance, and because I've taken cognizance, I have these questions. We've never denied that opportunity to anybody in this council chamber before. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Director, now will you be able to assist in responding briefly? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to confirm on the date of the December, on what page is that?
There was a correction made to the date.
13 of... Yeah, it might just be, and then you're talking about the Petro SA, the contract of September? Or are we on the wrong item?
Can I just, Councillor Gous, very briefly, can you quickly repeat in order for Director to respond?
Thank you, Speaker. It's just the minutes of the meeting of participating municipalities for the waste disposal agreement. So it was noted that there was some work that was not done at the site, and that it was due to the fact that the service level agreement wasn't concluded with the contractor. It wasn't amended yet. And then the item says it expired in September 24, the 14th of September. And I was just wondering why that service level agreement hadn't been amended so that the work could progress. And then I asked what provision has been made if a municipality defaults.
Thank you. Director Nel, can you
Okay, yeah,
quickly
no, I was so
respond?
looking for the 23, but the rest I do have. The agreement with the contractor is done, or the service level agreement is done by Garden Route District Municipality. The PMC, which is the participating municipal committee, we get all the information. The agreement, as far as I know, has been renewed and updated in the meantime. There's a lot of things that play a part or a role in this agreement, and it was, for instance, we had to wait for National Municipalities council meeting to form part of this as well. And Garden Route District Municipality, in terms of the agreement, if there is a municipality defaulting, there is measures in that agreement that will take care of that. I think I've got everything now.
Thank you very much. Is there any other questions of clarity on the item? No. The item thus carries. Council take cognizance thereof. We are on item E281, availing Soweto camping area during the 2024 and 2025 holiday season. In front of us, recommendations for consideration and approval, 1 to 3. Can I please have a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Delamain. Do I have a seconder?
I second, Speaker. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, Councillor Klaasen. Any questions of clarity? Objections thereto? Yes, Councillor Liebenberg, you may proceed.
Speaker, just a concern, during the meeting, the holiday safety preparation meeting that we had held on the 23rd, I think, the chairperson of the Neighbourhood Watch, she was a bit worried about the lack of enough ablution facilities for the people at Soweto, especially during the period, the stay over the nights from the 31st to the 3rd. And I think we can just have to look into it to make sure that there's enough
Thank you very much,
for it. Thank
Councillor.
you.
Oh, my apologies. Thank you, Councillor Liebenberg. You're not opposed to the item. You're just requesting that the need for a sufficient ablution facilities are being made provision for. MM, are you comfortable with that?
Yes, no, we will look at it definitely, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. No objections. Agree to. We move. Item E282, schedule of official meeting dates 2025. As die Here ons almal mooi uitspaar, dan is dit wat vir ons wag. Is daar 'n voorstel in die verband?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bottas. There is a seconder.
Yes, Madam Speaker, you do.
Thank you, Councillor Kannemeyer. Carries the dates for 2025 set. Item E283, our monthly reports with regards to supply chain management for the period of August 2024. For cognizance, can I please have a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will propose.
Thank you, Councillor Wellman. Do we have a seconder?
Madam Speaker, I will second. Thank you.
Alderman Furness, thank you very much. Any questions from the report? See the light of Councillor Gous. You may proceed. Thank you, Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. I won't ask for these answers now. I think that would be unfair on the administration, so I will submit them. But I do just want to ask that when reports are brought before us regarding tenders that are appealed, in the past we've always stated which companies received the tender, and I noticed in this report there were 2 where those companies were not listed. So if we could just have consistency in that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you
and
very
then also,
much.
Speaker, last thing, there was an appeal from a Mr. Lombard, who's a local, who actually missed out on the opportunity to tender for this municipality because he struggled with the completion of the documents, despite some people in the administration telling him his stuff was correct. And so he's actually asked if there's a possibility that for persons that have just sort of started out with their companies, if we could provide some kind of assistance to help them fill out those documents. I mean, they are quite complicated. And then I wondered if there was some way that we could link it to our program where we are assisting new contractors. I don't know how well that's developing. I'll ask about that later on as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Gous, Executive Mayor.
Speaker, just with the last points, our LED office at the Tusong Centre definitely for years already do assist with that. And then we do have a contracted development program that Ms. Harding is also very effectively rolling out.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. I also can concur with that. Councillor Gous, thank you. You're welcome to then submit your questions. I see the light of Councillor Gwaza.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just need clarity on the tender TDR 8/2023/2024, Uhuebo and Transnet. When you check there on the tender, the amount that was awarded, it's 1.4 million. But when you go to procurements on the website, you will see the amount there, it's 7.5 million. I just need clarity there. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Municipal Manager, are you able to assist?
Speaker, I'm not able to assist. I don't know if some of the directors will maybe know what's going on, but I can't assist with that question yet now.
Thank you very much. Any of our directors who knows more detail about that tender? Not. Councillor Gwaza, can you submit your question? Niemand. Not. Okay, Councillor Gwaza, unfortunately, yeah, it's a bit difficult now with that clarity as our directors don't have the detail. Is it okay if I request that we provide you with feedback via email? Thank you very much. Is that okay?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. Executive Mayor.
Speaker, I just want to remind councillors, we've been made out a bit earlier that we're not open for questioning. Same as with motions, we've got a procedure in this council where to get the best effective answer, please give it in writing and we can make sure that you get the right answer. We're putting everybody at risk here. The administration possibly don't have all the answers in front of them, might give you the wrong answer here, and then in a week or two time we go out and say the administration or the mayor was lying. So I understand if there's questions that pop up here, ask them. But if there's questions with specific details that you need, please follow the rules. We've got rules in terms of our rules of orders where you are open and free to ask questions. That will be then provided with detailed answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. If there's no in other input on item E2,
Madam Speaker.
Yes, Councillor Mkontu.
Madam Speaker, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with the situation that when you bringing item and you have saying that you are coming to report, the people that are reporting, they're supposed to prepare it, so that when we ask questions, they are able to answer us in any questions, because the report is prepared to come to the council. Sometimes you won't notice at the time that you are caucusing as a councillors, but having people that are qualified to report to the council, they were supposed to be able to answer us. Now it will be difficult to take a position because we don't have an answer. Then we must firstly go and get back to the directors and the manager to get the answer so that we can take a positions.
Thank you. I note that Councillor Mkontu also please be advised that these reports serve in the committee meetings. And I'm assuming that, thank you, Director, and I'm assuming that that the question is coming from that, because on the item here, there's no attachment. So what Councillor Gwaza is asking is of course in the supply chain report, which served at the committee meetings. And at times, in front of all of us here, we have the council agenda and not necessarily the committee agenda where one can quickly reference to. I think that is the issue that we just need to be sensitive of. But of course, Councillor Mkontu, no one in this council will ever be denied an opportunity to ask a question. Every councillor's got the right, that's why we have council meetings. But we also have rules that needs to be followed. So in all fairness, I also just ask that we just assist so that we do not have unnecessary tension in this regard. Now, Director Naidu has put up his hand. Being the Superman that we know he is, he made effort now, not having the information, to see if he can possibly assist, and I will afford him now an opportunity to respond. Thank you very much, Director Naidu. Gee gou vir my die lig vir die direkteur asseblief. Dankie.
Thank you, Speaker. Tender number 8, 2023-24, is the construction of the emergency access road to Dana Bay. The expansion amount is for 1.45 million. Now, also you'll see that it says expansion / release of contingencies. Now, generally, every tender, there's around a 10% amount that's allowed for contingencies, which is already tendered for. So, but before you use the contingency amount, that approval must come. If it's in excess of 200,000, it goes to the bid adjudication committee for approval. And in this case here, the request is for an amount of 1.45 million of the tendered amount. Now, I don't have the tendered amount, but that would have been about 10 times more than that, so over 10 million rand. So the request was to use the amount of 1.45 in this case. I'm not sure what the 7 million rand, because that is not reflected anywhere here. There's an amount, a further amount of 687 rands, 687,000 to be used as well for the release of contingencies on the same project.
Thank you very much, Director Naidu. Councillor Kwaza, you're welcome to please submit your question. Director Naidu, can Councillor Kwaza write an email to you where you'll be able to furnish her with more clarity? Is that comfortable? Thank you very much. I then conclude.
Sorry,
on
Madam
that
Speaker.
item. Yes, Councillor.
I just want to say the one that 7.5 million, it appears on procurements. The award that was the tender awarded.
Thank you very much.
When you check on the website.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kwaza. You can just post your question then directly via email. We move to item E284, quarterly report for expenditure section for the period ending the 30th of June 2024 for Council to take cognizance of. Can I please have a proposal in this regard?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will propose.
Thank you, Councillor Porta. Do we have a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I second.
Thank you, Councillor Annie. Is there any questions of clarity? None. We move. Thank you very much. Item E285, Garden Walk Mall. Development contributions by the Moelman Group in front of Council this morning for consideration. The recommendations listed 1 to 5. Can I please have a proposal in this regard?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will propose this item.
Thank you, Councillor Annie. Do we have a seconder?
Yes, the same, Madam Speaker. I second it.
Alderman Boyson, thank you very much. Is there any questions of clarity, inputs or comments? I see the light of Councillor Gous. You may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I did submit these questions, but I understand that there was a delay. But I think it is an answer that we can receive in Council. I wanted to know how did the difference in calculations between the constructors, the engineer, and our Mossel Bay Municipality officials, how did that difference in calculations occur? Because it's a very big discrepancy. It's like 44 million rand. If we could just get an explanation on that. And I don't object to the item. I see we are having it returned to Council in November after legal opinion. But if we could just understand why that happened or how it happened.
Yes, thank you very much. Executive Mayor, you're welcome to respond. Thank you very much.
Speaker, I think the big discrepancy came in with the change of our fees. Contract what do you call it? Development fees, yes, the contracted developer fees. So as far as I understand, they paid in money before their plans was approved. It was already submitted. And yeah, so there's a discrepancy. As far as I understand, our rules state that you pay for when it's approved, but there's a discrepancy, and I think that's part of the issue at this stage, and it's obviously a large amount of money, so for that reason, we definitely also support that we get an outside opinion on it.
Perfect, thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Councillor Gous indicated she's covered. No other questions, no objections. Agreed to, we move, thank you very much. Item E286, Annual Water Services Audit Report for the financial year 2023 and 2024. For cognizance, can I please ask for a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose the item.
Thank you very much, Alderman Delamain. Can I have a seconder, please?
Madam Speaker, yes, you do. I will second the item.
Thank you, Councillor Sotunsha. Is there any questions of clarity? See the light of Councillor Gous and Councillor Mkuntu. In that order, you may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, on page 57 of the report, there is a summary of operational and maintenance budget for water and sewerage services. But unfortunately, it's only the amounts. It's not expressed as a percentage, so it's not very helpful. If I did miss it where it's expressed as a percentage at some point in the report, I apologize. I was busy with it early hours of this morning, so it's possible that I did. But in the future, if we could look at please expressing it as a percentage, because that makes more sense if you look at what the requirement is according to the report. And then I also want to compliment our technical services department for excellent work. That must be mentioned. I mean, the blue drop status, the no drop status, the green drop status, all very impressive. But I unfortunately must also just question our situation with water losses at the Great Brack Treatment Plant, Lodewijk's Tank, Ruiterbos, and I think there was another distribution, Fremesheim, and a Pinnacle Point with the compliance with final effluent. What is our Mossel Bay Municipality doing to address that? Because we were in Ruiterbos, we're sitting at a 43% of water losses, 57% at Lodewyk tanks, which is really large amounts. And then concerning at Fremesheim, we've gone from 7% to 21% losses. If we could just know what the plan is to address that. And then also, I'm sure there is a plan, but then also, I know we've got budgetary constraints, so I say this with that in mind. We need 739 toilets and 173 taps communally to address the fact that we are below standard on providing water and sanitation services to our informal settlements. What plans have been made to address that? Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much for your questions. Councillor Mkuntu.
Madam Speaker, I don't have a question. I just want to appreciate the style of reporting. This is the person that was reporting here is very thorough and that quality that we need, because I have everything that I need to question, but I have answers in this report.
Baie dankie, Raadslid Mkuntu, vir daardie dankie and appreciation. Director Naidu is ready to respond to Councillor Gous' question.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to Councillor Gous for the interesting questions. Our overall losses is around 15%. Now that's exceptionally good for the entire Mossel Bay. It used to be over 20% many years ago, but we have a good, very good pipe replacement program and a meter replacement program. But just remember that there is a lot of it is to do with inaccuracy of meters as well. So fortunately for the municipality, we didn't experience many big pipe breakages. We do experience pipe breakages, but if you experience something on your big bulk pipelines, then you're in trouble. The purification losses, yes, that is quite high, but the reason for that is if you're not happy with the quality of the purified water, then you've got to reprocess it. And the more times you do it, the better quality water you get. So sometimes you have to just process the water over and over just until you meet the required quality. But yes, it is quite high, but in the big scheme of things, it's not a huge loss, because the overall loss for Mossel Bay is 15%, and we know that the national standard, I think, is over 30%. Then, as far as the, okay, I think there was another question around, sorry, what I must also mention here is that in the past, it used to be a very small report. It was, I think, from around 50 pages or so. It was just a performance assessment on the quality of the water, the consumptions, and all of that. This year, we went further as part of our master plan preparations. We compiled the entire WSDP, Water Services Development Plan, and here we looked at issues around maintenance, the age of infrastructure. If you look at some of the report, it gives you that kind of detail as well, which is, I think, very, very informative for councillors wanting to know exactly what's happening at your different plants. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director Naidu. Follow-up, Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. I must say, Director Naidu, I agree with what you said, but you also didn't really answer my question. So, sorry, Speaker, through you. I asked what specific plans have been put in place to address the need of communal toilets and taps, and then specifically, yes, I know the overall loss was 15.86%, but if you take a look at those specific ones that I mentioned, Lodewijkstank, which is 57%, Ruitenbos, which is 43%, what specifically is being done to address those losses?
Thank you very much, Director Naidu.
Right. If you look at Lodewijkstank, for example, you're supplied of boreholes. Now, the quality of borehole water sometimes is full of, there's a lot of iron content, and it's muddy and all of that. Now, before it goes into your purification plant, before dosing takes place, you obviously have to flush the water out, and you've got to go through various processes. But Lodewijkstank, there's only, I think there's 400 and somewhat customers that are fed. Just to give you an idea of how big that consumption is compared to the rest. Now, the rest of Mossel Bay is close to 40,000. Now, if you look at 400 over 40,000, it's a very small percentage. So that is how small it is in the big scheme of things. But if you're feeding of boreholes, you can expect water to be muddy and a lot of other metals and all of that. So that's the reason for the bigger losses at that area. But if you, elsewhere in the report, and I don't have the page number here, you will see that there is a table that gives us, by the way, this was done by an independent consultant who had no influence, from any internal people on how the report should be written. And they give recommendations on the, of what needs to be done at the different plants. There's actually a page in the document where they give you some sort of recommendation what needs to happen. Thank you.
Speaker, sorry to belabor the point, but I saw that. But what are we going to do? Are we addressing it specifically? I understand now what our director says about like Lodewijkstank. To spend large sums of money there for such a small percentage is not really necessary. But specifically in the communal toilets and water access. Thank you.
Executive Mayor.
Speaker, there was asked in terms of water infrastructure, in terms of communal toilets and water points. Obviously, we need to budget and roll out search harder for external funding as well. And I think that continuously happen. I think each and every municipality in the Western Cape are struggling to keep up with people moving in. And in informal sectors, unfortunately, it's no different. But I can mention for the 23, 24, 24, 25 year replacement water lines, 12 million rand was spent, average of 5 million per year going forward. Pipelines between Sonskyn, Vallei and Brandwag for those specific same period, 16.3 million rand. Upgrade of water lines to supply the Louis Fourie corridor development, 21 million rand. Upgrade of the Ernest Robertson pipeline, 8.5 million rand for the same period. upgrade of the pump station at Alwindal Reservoir, 2.5 million. New supply pipelines to Wolvedans Reservoir, 4.5 million rand. Upgrade Hartenbos Heuwels. Booster pumps, 2.3 million rand. Bartelsfontein upgrading of water storage capacity and Louis Fourie corridor development, 23 million rand. Then for the 25-6, 26-7, refurbishment or upgrading of Zandhoogte, 14 million. And then I can actually continue for quite long with that. So I think we can congratulate our technical department. There is long-term planning. Obviously, this is all money going towards maintenance. And we do our maintenance. And obviously, there's some technical challenges as well, as Director Naidu explained. But I think the biggest one is obviously money.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Director Venter, would you like to add? I saw that you were...
Just on the communal water taps and toilet facilities, it is correct. We've applied for funding from the Department of Human Settlements, a provincial department. We understand that the business plan has been approved, and in our discussions and deliberations with officials, it looks like that they will hopefully gazette the amount in their next provincial gazette. But they'll need to be confirmed, Speaker, when it is done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any other inputs?
Speaker, if I
Councillor
could just
Gous, last
close.
bite.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that, Director Venter, that assists. And then through you, Speaker, to the Mayor, the amounts that he read are in the report. I did read them. But like I said, it's not helpful if it's not expressed as a percentage, because the report mentions specifically that we're falling short on our maintenance and our replacement of infrastructure. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there no other inputs? Thank you, Councillor Mkonto. Your vote of thanks is also noted, and Director Naidu, you please kindly convey also to your team. We then move to item E287, proposed amendment of the Mossel Bay Municipality control of undertakings that sell liquor to the Public Bylaw 2018. In front of Council for consideration, we have the recommendations listed. Can I please ask for a proposer in this regard?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will propose Councillor Leon van Dijk.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk, Portfolio Chairperson. Do I have a seconder for Councillor van Dijk?
Second, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kannemeyer. Opening up for questions of clarity and comments. See the lights of Councillor Liebenberg and then Councillor Machesini and Councillor Gous. In that order, thank you very much. You may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. I would love to do this or address you with my mother tongue in Afrikaans. It's possible. Speaker, ek is vir hierdie item. Ek is glad nie teen die item nie, wil dit duidelik stel. Maar soos wat ek deur hierdie item gegaan het en die argumente gesien het van beide kante. Jy weet, daar was 'n redelike debat daaroor gewees. En dit het goeie punte gedra aan beide kante. En ek het kennis geneem van die, en ek gaan nou die stukkie in Engels sê, the objections received is deemed to be outweighed by the positive effects. Ek kan dit ook verstaan. Ek het net 'n voorstel wat ek graag wil maak. En dit is miskien, ek weet nie wat gaan ons dit doen nie, 'n komitee of 'n liggaam of wat ook al, wat ons bymekaar kan sit wat gedurende die feesseisoen bietjie kan gaan kyk na die uitwerking van hierdie gewysigde bywet wat ons inbring. En dat hulle kan terugkom na ons toe en vir ons vertel hoe het die mense dit daar buite gevind, sodat wanneer ons hierdie mense antwoord, ons ingeligte, ons eie studie gedoen het. Dis maar net 'n voorstel wat ek wil maak. Dankie.
Thank you very much. It is noted. In the order, Councillor Machesini and Councillor Gous. Thank you very much.
Enkosi, Madam Speaker.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you, Alderman Boyson, are being excused.
Abantu abaninzi kule nansi kulomthetho ofuna ubekwa kwezinto zokusela utywala okanye uthengisa utywala abayazi ngoba xa uthetha nabo aba bathengisayo no-business abayivumi ngala maxesha bathi kuthathwa ibhizinesi yabo ebantwini. Ke ngoku bendicela ke umasipala akangene kakhulu for imfundiso kwaba bantu bebhizinesi uba bangancedwa njani uba bade bakwazi ukuyiqonda le nto uba injani. Enkosi.
Thank you very much, Councillor Matisini. Your questions also noted. Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the ACDP welcomes the fact that we are going to be reducing the sale of alcohol by an hour per day, essentially. We have in the past brought an item to this chamber where we've elaborated on the harms, not only to the public and the social cost, but also where we've spoken about the risk to our law enforcement when they get called out to a scene where there is drunkenness involved. The risk of death climbs exponentially, and that's not just in South Africa, it's worldwide. So I really welcome this opportunity. I also want to ask that the committee that looks at this would consider also looking at the proliferation of legal shebeens in residential areas. Residents are having to live next to taverns where prostitution is practiced, although illegally. Drug sales happen if you speak to the law enforcement in town, and it's all under the cover of these legal taverns. It's also, in my opinion, grossly unfair because it's not accepted in any other areas of Mossel Bay except in some communities, and I find that discriminatory, and I'd like to see it stopped. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your inputs made, Councillor Gous. The portfolio chairperson will then be responding to the questions.
Thank you.
Baie dankie.
Speaker. You preempted that one, Speaker. Speaker, if I may, just some comment. A study has been done by the Western Cape Liquor Authority with regards to the harms. So that was an empirical study that was done. So that, through you, Councillor Liebenberg, has been done. To ascertain what will happen during the festive season will be difficult because there's no relevance in this period because actually the hours stand as they currently are from 1 December to 31 January. So we cannot establish that during this specific festive period. We can thereafter do it. So that is not a problem to determine if there was some effect, but certainly not during the festive season. But I like the idea that we work with facts, and thank you to Councillor Gous. I think you're spot on. Statistically wise, it is shown that a lot of harm is done between the hours of 2 and 4, and is costing the ratepayers quite exceptional money with regards to the rendering of emergency services. With regards to Councillor's request with regards to the taverns, yearly we do call a meeting with all liquor shop owners, restaurants, pubs. It is seldom that we get owners out of that community to attend. They just do not attend. So there are 2 sessions called, and it's broken up on over 2 days. They never attend. That's the first problem. The second issue is with the Tsitsiyama issues and the taverns. We are taking a stance. I think you should have seen some of the operations. It is taking place. And I can also advise that the Western Cape Liquor Authority sends their staff once a month to determine the validation of licenses, etc. We were fortunate to have a discussion with Colonel Julius yesterday afternoon, specifically with regards to the abuse. And what is happening in the extended areas is that people are putting up shacks or places of abode amongst other places, making as if it is a livable spaces, but what they then do is they run shebeens after hours and taverns. That's what they're doing. So we will continue to clamp down, we will continue to close them up, or close them down, that's the right word, and we will continue to confiscate. But certainly from a public advisory perspective, and a number of public meetings have been held right across Mossel Bay to inform all the owners of taverns, liquor stores, restaurants in terms of the new bylaw. So that has certainly been done, Madam Speaker. So, but to adhere to what the council has asked, we will be doing 2 sessions again coming up in December. The same with regards to fireworks, Councillor Gous, in terms of what and what cannot be done. So we normally do that twice a year. So I think it's not something that is not being done by this council.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, for that comprehensive response and also for the work that you are doing in this regard. No objection, agreed to. Thank you very much. We then move. The item carries. Item E288. Application for the renewal of the lease agreement of a portion of 2711 Mossel Bay, which is situated at the Van Riebeeck Stadium by Mobile Telephone Networks. Can I please ask for a proposer in terms of the recommendation in front of council?
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to propose item E288 of October 2024 for acceptance.
Thank you very much, Executive Deputy Mayor. Do we have a seconder for?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will second the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Setuncha. Is there any questions of clarity from anybody? Councillor Mkuntu?
Just for the side of ANC, we must be noted that we always say that we don't have a problem with the lease. Through you, Madam Speaker, Deputy Mayor, we have a problem with the alienation.
Okay, thank you very much. That is noted, Councillor Mkuntu. We then move to item E289. It is the application for the renewal of the lease agreement of a portion of Earth 24 in Herbertsdale, situated at the Herbertsdale Water Reservoir by Mobile Telephone Networks. Can I please have a proposal in this regard?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will propose.
Ward Councillor proposing. Can we have a seconder for the Ward Councillor, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Any questions of clarity or comment on this item? None. Agreed to. Item carries. We then at item E290, page 2459. First point, the cancellation of a 3-meter wide stormwater pipeline servitude in favor of the municipality over Earth 4358 in Hartenbos, which is situated at number 26 Parsons Lane in Voorbij. Point 2, registration of a new 4-meter wide stormwater servitude in favor of the municipality over Earth 4358, which is in Hartenbos. It is situated at number 26 Parsons Lane in Voorbij. Storage for less. By storage for less. Can I please, in terms of our recommendations, listed 1 to 6, ask for a proposal in this regard?
Madam Speaker, I will propose. We have serious problems in that area, so I would appreciate the efforts there.
Thank you very much, Councillor Van Dijk. Do you have a seconder for Councillor Van Dijk?
Good morning, Speaker. Yes, you do, in support of the item E290 to be carried through.
Morning, Councillor Tabo. You look quite fancy in your pink. Thank you very much. Opening up the item for questions of clarity or any comment in this regard. No lights, no objection, agreed to. Item carries, we move. Item E291. Application to reduce the purchase price for the proposed alienation of a portion of Earth 10099 in Mossel Bay, which is situated adjacent to Earth 4124 in Mossel Bay at number 10 Strand Street in extension 8 Mossel Bay by DC and CL Moos. We have the recommendations listed. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will propose this item.
Ward Councillor Meyer proposing for approval. Can I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second the
All the lady
council.
writers, thank you very much. Opening up for questions of comment, clarity. Councillor Gous, you may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, this item has been in council. I know it's gone in public participation, but what I've just read now in this report, this item that's come, is that this section of land is used for scholars, shoppers, and churchgoers that use that area of land to move around in their community. So I'd like to understand why we then motivated to sell the land. I see there's an argument that there's a lot of drug use and that type of thing in that portion of land, but it's no different to the situation in other areas where people have problems, but where walkways have been established and so closing up the area has been denied. So I'm just trying to understand the motivation for that, and then also the fact that the sales price has been reduced to only 6,200 Rand of a 62,000 Rand income that could have come to the Mossel Bay Municipality. If I could just get the motivation for that, I'll appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Councillor Mkuntu.
Madam Speaker, the position of the ANC in regarding the alienation of land still stands.
Still stands. The ANC does abstains. Thank you very much. Can
I've not abstained
You
against.
not abstain against. Okay. A correction from my side. Thank you, Councillor Mkuntu. ANC is against. Can I just ask for a response? We'll be able to assist Director Venter in terms of the questions by Councillor Gous.
Speaker, no, I think on page the reason remains as it is on page 2413. It is submitted that the alienation to the applicant is in public interest, as it is not only protect the applicant's adjacent property from burglaries, but will also enhance the safety of the community and churchgoers from vagrants consuming drugs and alcohol and loitering, etc. So that's the main reason then.
Thank you very much, Director Venter. Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, then I'd like to ask the Mossel Bay Municipality to consider developing a policy on these kind of alienations, because we're very inconsistent in the manner that we apply it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your request is noted and also your comment as such. Councillor Gous, are you objecting to the item? Not. Thank you very much. The ANC made their position clear against. We record as such. The item carries with a majority vote. Thank you very much. Item E292, proposed alienation of a portion of Earth 23379, which is part of a portion of Earth 2011 in Mossel Bay. It is situated adjacent to Earth 12424 in Mossel Bay, at number 69A in Hofmeyer Street by C.M. Kraus. Recommendations listed. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will propose.
Councillor Botha is proposing. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yes, indeed, Madam Speaker. I would like to second the proposal.
Executive Deputy Mayor seconding. Opening up for questions of clarity and comments. I see the light of Councillor Gous. You may proceed. Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, if I've read this item correctly, the section of land that's spoken about is actually encroached into that park that is now been between Hofmeyer and the school, if I'm understanding it correctly. And I'd like to understand, was it the original owner that is now applied to purchase the land, the person that encroached on that municipal property in the first place? Or is this person that's now applying for rectification somebody that's bought the land or the house subsequent to the original encroachment? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question, Councillor Gous. I'm going to ask Director Venter to assist.
Thank you, Speaker. On page 2417, it's stated there in the 5th paragraph, the encroachment dates back to 2005 and the applicant bought the property in 2009 with the boundary wall in its current position.
Thank you very much. covered. Councillor Gous, follow
Yes,
up.
I am. Thank you, Speaker. My apologies for missing that. And then I would like to also just mention that in the future, if we do have these kind of applications, first of all, 209 square meters is not a small piece of property. It's quite a large piece of ground. I'm happy to see we're charging 250,000 Rand for it, so it's some income into our coffers. But I'd also like to encourage our administration to look at possibly, when we do have these kind of encroachments, that we also look at fining persons. Because surely if you purchase a property, it's also your responsibility to ensure that the land is as it should be according to building plans and so on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Your input is duly noted. No objection. The position of the ANC in terms of alienation is against, and it is recorded as such. Item carries with a majority vote. Item E293, application to lease a portion of Earth 1016 in Hartenbos, which is situated at Stellenbosch Avenue in Mossel Bay by Lefel. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
As Ward Councillor, I propose, Madam Speaker.
The Ward Councillor is proposing for us to have a seconder, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Councillor Wellman is seconding. Questions of clarity, inputs, comments? Councillor Gous, I see your light. You may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. When this item first came to Council, I had some questions regarding it. And considering that it is a private person for private profit, the ACDP is going to abstain because we're only charging 1,250 Rand a month for rental. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We then record the ACDP is abstaining. Yes, Councillor Porter, you may, from this item. We then move to item E294, application to lease an additional portion of a portion of Earth 401 in Little Brack River by the Vista Bowling Club. Can I have a proposal in this regard, please?
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. As Ward Councillor, I propose this item.
The Ward Council is proposing. Can I have a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second the item.
Alderman Delamain is seconding. Opening up for questions of clarity, comments? I see no light, no objection. Agreed to. The item carries. Thank you very much. We are on item E295. The proposed alienation of a portion of the road reserve of High Street. It is of 12736 in Mossel Bay, situated adjacent to Earth 2504 in Mossel Bay by Mr. C.H. Smith. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
Madam Speaker, I'll propose. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Furness is proposing. Alderman Furness, sorry. Can I have a seconder, please?
Seconds, Madam Speaker.
Councillor Kannemeyer is seconding. Any questions of clarity or comments made? Just want to be sure it's a alienation item. Councillor Mkuntu, does the position of the ANC stands?
No, on this one.
Not on this one. All right, the item carries unanimously. Thank you very much. And on that note, councillors, I am going to grant a break of 10 minutes. Council will convene in 10 minutes' time. Please get yourself a nice cup of coffee and please go to the bathroom. And those who need to smoke, be quick. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. Can all the councillors quickly just take up their seats? Lunch is on you, Councillor Tabu, since you're the last one standing. All right. Councillor Baron, if you can just close that door. Thank you very much. Council is reconvening. We are on item E296. Just for the minute purposes, Councillor Buddha excused himself. He's not feeling well, so he requested permission to go home. If we can just record that. Thank you, Rodnell, and thank you, Matthews. Item E296, cancellation of the lease agreement of Earth 135 in Great Bragg River, a portion of portion 4 in Mossel Bay, at the Mossel Bay Farm in Great Bragg River by McCarran Excel. Can I please have a proposal in this regard?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. As Ward Councillor, I propose.
Ward Councillor is proposing. Can I please have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second the item.
Alderman Delamain. Opening up for questions of clarity. I see the lights of Councillor Liebenberg and then Councillor Gous in that order. You may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Just something for the minds. There are councillors here today, and there's still a great gratitude towards them. And they will know why I'll bring this now to the council. Under the recommendation number 2, it is mentioned that a separate item in this regard will be submitted to council for consideration. Now, the municipality is privileged to have this prime piece of land, and I think many businessmen will line up for this property. My plea: let the municipality make a distinction here and consider to give something this valuable to the use of the community. And by community I mean all the communities around Mossel Bay. They can benefit from this, and I think there will be job creation, developing of skills, and our children can be off the streets, away from drugs. They will be able to enter the world of games and sport, to my meaning. Rather than to give this for another developer for more housing or buildings or whatsoever. We as council, I think, owe it especially to our children in our community. Now, to reach this goal will take a lot of hard work and dedication. But it was achieved 10 years ago. Back then we done it on pieces of open land, parks, and on pavements. If we can get a kickstart with a proper facility like this, I think we can reach even higher heights. And I know we can do it. I would love to address the council on a what and how presentation in due time for this. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Liebenberg, for your inputs, which is duly noted. Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. I'd like to second that Councillor Liebenberg's proposal, because I've got an idea of what he's speaking about, and it sounds like it's something that's close to all of our hearts, is the development of our youth. Speaker, I have 3 questions, but I'll submit 2 of them via email because I think it would be unfair to ask the administration that now. But I would like to just ask, have we taken measures to recover the outstanding income from McCarran? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Municipal Manager will be able to assist. Councillor Annie, I'm going to give you an opportunity now. Thank you.
Chairperson, as far as the second question of Councillor Gous is concerned, yes, there were efforts to recover the money from McCarran.
Thank you very much. That covered Councillor Gous' question. The other 2 she will be submitting by email. Councillor Gous, are you objecting? Not against? Support? Thank you very much. Councillor Annie?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also support what Councillor Liebenberg said. Myself and Councillor Anton, we were involved 10 years ago with the youth, and we know exactly what we're putting in there also. I also want to say that the purpose, what we was thinking that we were thinking that with that stand will be used was really for the benefit for Great Brock, but for us it is cancelled. We also know that we can use it for the benefit for the youth in the future if it's possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ward Councillor. There is no objections to it. A common sense that the young people can benefit from a future prospect project. No lights, no objection. Agreed to. The item carries. Thank you very much. We are on item E297. Proposed registration of a right of way servitude of 449 in Glentana in favor of 439 at number 13 Thys Olivier Street in Glentana by the Duplinia Trust. Recommendations listed for council to consider. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose this item. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Delamain, Alderman Delamain. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I'll second the proposal.
Executive Deputy Mayor, thank you very much. Opening up for questions of clarity, inputs, comments. No objections, agreed to. The item carries. We move. Item E298. Probation policy, proposed amendments in front of council. Listed 1 to 2 for approval. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
Madam Speaker, I propose.
Chairperson of the department proposing. Can I have a seconder?
Second, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Claassen. Any questions of clarity, objections? None, agreed to. The item carries. We then move. Item E299, strategy, filling of post. Proposed amendments for council to consider and approve. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
Madam Speaker, I propose.
Portfolio Chairperson proposing. Can I have a seconder for her, please?
Second, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Claassen. Opening up for questions of clarity, comments. I see the lights of Councillor Machesini and then Councillor Gous. In that order, you may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want a clarity on page 2449. Why the management don't agree to IMAT to participate on this strategy? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Will you be able to assist?
Just trying to find that.
Yeah, can you give that page number again? We are on item E299. You are?
But the numbers are
2449. Are you talking about the? Are you talking about the committee agenda?
okay. The numbers are different online.
Oh, it seems as if the numbers are different online. Yeah, we must just check this, because.
2500.
Okay, it's 2500. Which paragraph? The second paragraph. Okay. The strategy was hereafter referred back to the executive management for consideration. Executive management did not accept the proposed amendment from Imatu, as the advertisement will still be in draft format, and the director along with the line manager may make changes to the draft advert. It was resolved that only final advertisements will be sent to the trade unions. Municipal manager?
Chairperson, I think the matter here, when it comes here to the councillors, it has been resolved with the unions. When we amend the policy, it comes to executive management. Executive management takes it to the unions. And after we reach agreement with the unions, we take it to the LLF, where Councillor Dubula is said. There we reach agreement. So when it comes here, everything has been sorted out. Everybody has agreed to the final end. It's just, we're just showing council the working, yeah, but everything has been sorted out, council. It's difficult for us to say here, because the final step this policy went to was the LLF, and then it comes to council. After the LLF, all the work has been done. Sometimes in the beginning, the management and the unions differ on issues, but then we sort it out in informal workshops. And when it gets to the LLF, I think the councillors represented here, Councillor Aniki is a chairperson, we solve everything. When it comes here, everything is solved. Everybody is happy, if you understand what I say. It's difficult for us because this thing happened in many months ago, Director. But I can give the assurance, Councillor, once the item gets here, everybody is in favor of it.
Thank you very much for that clarity provided. No objections? Agreed to. The item carries. Item E300, proposed amendments, farewell policy.
My apologies, Speaker. I had my light on, but then I switched it off when MM spoke.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, you want to speak to item E299?
Yes, thank you, Speaker. I just wanted to ask for clarity. We're changing out the word shortlisted for practical assessment or pre-screening. Is there a difference, and if so, what it is? And then on page 24, we've said we're removing the word written report from the assessments that will be given to the panel that will be interviewing the applicants. And then I see there's extra time given for drafting the advert for vacancies, but in the deviation report I noticed that we've appointed someone specifically to draft advertisements for recruitment of personnel. So is that still necessary? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your questions. Director Potgieter.
Okay, let me start with the last one because I now forgot the second one. In terms of drafting the adverts, yes, we do have a service provider for that, but internally as well, it goes from one person to the other. It would be HR, it would be the manager, it would be the unions, so that does take some time, the back and forth, before it goes to the service provider. I'm sorry, Councillor, your second one was? Oh,
sorry. It was just a question about why we're changing out shortlisted for practical assessment or preschooling and pre-screening, my apologies, and then why we've removed the word written report.
Okay, let me do that second one first. I have to check where that the written report one is. The new staffing regulations has a different definition for shortlisting. Amongst others, when there's a shortlisting, all the people who are shortlisted must be there must be a security check on them. So it is but the screening, the one has a larger group, the other one has a smaller group. It would not be beneficial or even financially, it wouldn't make financially sense to send a large group of candidates for security screening, etc., because there are costs in terms of that. So that's the reason. Where is the written report? If you could perhaps just direct me.
It's on page 24, but that's page 24 of the, I think, of the committee agenda. And then it's just where the pre-screening, the report on that to the panel that's going to be doing the interviews. It used to say we'll provide a written report, and now it just says a report. So I just wonder, because then there might not be a record of it. I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Director Potgieter, you covered.
Councillor, I honestly don't know. I'll have to find out for you.
Thank you very much. Can I then rule that Director Potgieter will respond, Councillor Gous? to you. Are you objecting to? Not. Thank you very much. Proposed amendments, farewell policy, item E300. Can I have a proposer, please? A proposer for the
Thank you,
farewell
Madam
policy.
Speaker. I will propose.
Councillor Wellman, thank you very much. A seconder.
Thank you, Speaker. I second the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Thabo Mbumbu. Any questions of clarity, comments? No objections, agreed to, the item carries. Item E301, proposed amendments, working from home policy. For Council to consider, can I please have a proposer?
Thank you, Speaker. I propose the item.
Thank you, Councillor Thabo. Is there a seconder for Councillor Thabo?
Thank you.
Councillor Claassen. Thank you very much. Any questions of clarity, comments? No objections, agreed to. The item carries. We move. Thank you very much. Item E302, proposed amendments, dress code and personal appearance policy. The recommendation for Council to consider and approve. Can I please have a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will propose.
Do we have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you, Councillor Meyer. Any questions of clarity? Yes, Councillor Puntu.
Madam Speaker, yesterday I was not here, attended the Curtin Road full council meeting. Then they feared that there was a policy in regarding with this one. I don't know. But my worry, this thing was discussed in the mayor's committee. Then it's coming to the council. Then I have an issue in regarding with the way the people they are saying your appearance must this, what you must wear, without getting the more people that will be people that you are taking policy in regarding policy for them. For example, we have many cultures, and we know the history of South Africa, and even the ideology of the appearance is still Western. So I never get a chance to discuss my side in regarding with this policy. I don't know if the councillors they were here, so I would love to abstain as an individual.
Thank you, Councillor Mkontu is abstaining as an individual. I just maybe from my side, if we look at on page 2505, and Councillor Mkontu is correct when he say we have different cultures, which we will always absolutely respect, and we are diverse also in our gender. On page 2505. Point 1, I looked at it. The executive management accepts the proposed amendments to the dress code and personal appearance policy, but that any reference to right side of the upper body in clause 3.5 be changed to upper body only. I think from my side, for me, it's important for our place of work that we are presentable. We are both males and females working, and we spend lots and lots of time with each other during the course of the day. But I would certainly have a problem if I notice that something is inappropriate. And I think through this policy it seeks to address that, as much as we respect whatever people wear coming to work, because there has been in the past various uncomfortable situations in this regard, and I think that is one of the things that I also just from my side want to share with Council. But taking into consideration what Councillor Mkonto raised, very much sensitive to it indeed. And I respect the fact that the councillor put his position to indicate that he would want to abstain for his reasons mentioned, and we then record it as such. Thank you, Councillor Mkunto. Councillor Work.
No, thank you, Madam Speaker. I can also confirm that this matter did serve before the LLF, and the unions did give their inputs, and it was agreed upon what the policy would be that serves before council. So I think we respect management and the unions for their inputs.
Thank you. In order to also protect the officials. Yeah, because that is what it aims. Thank you very much. There's no objection. Councillor Mkuntu has put his position, which we will record as such. The item carries thus with a majority vote. We then move. Item E303, recruitment policy, proposed amendments, recommendation for council to consider. Can I please have a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I propose.
Chairperson of the portfolio proposing. Can I please have a seconder?
Second, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Claassen. Is there any councillor who wishes to make any comment or input? I see the light of Councillor Gous. You may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Just to inform you, ACDP will abstain from approving this policy.
The ACDP is abstaining from the recruitment policy. It is noted and recorded as such. Any other input? None. The item carries with the ACDP that is abstaining. We are then on item E304, the adoption of the Code for Ethical Leadership in Local Government. We have the Annex A from Salga setting out what this is about. Recommendations listed 1 to 8. This is for council to consider and approve. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I've received a request from the administration that this item be referred back. It was a clerical error and has to serve at the next council meeting. So I would therefore ask that we just postpone it. I note in terms of the circular, we have until the 9th of December to comply. So we will still be in time if we accept it at the next council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. They have written to me 60 days, ne, NM?
Yes, that's right.
We have 60 days. Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. You covered. We're referring it back for admin to then bring it back to our next council meeting. Thank you very much. We are then at item E305. Memorandum of Understanding between the Mossel Bay Municipality, Petroleum Oil and Gas Corporation of South Africa, Project Alpha. Recommendations listed from 1 to 6 for council to consider. The Memorandum of Understanding is attached to the item Annex A. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to propose item E305 for approval.
Executive Deputy Mayor proposing for approval. Can I have a seconder for the Executive Deputy Mayor?
By the side, Nicholas Boyson.
Alderman Boyson is seconding. Opening up for questions of clarity. None. No objection. Agreed to. Item carries unanimously. We move. Item E306, dogs on the beaches, festive season 2024 and 2025. For the public, the recommendation listed for council to consider and approve. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, yes, I do propose, but I would like to make the following amendments to what we bring to council. It's not something new to council, it happens every year, but I think we are trying to make sure that it's comprehensive, reads right, and that people with sheep and monkeys do not make monkeys out of council during the festive season, which is actually what is happening. Is when law enforcement is there to do their duties, then this is used in the incorrect manner. So therefore, the following proposals are made to add to what we have currently done before. First of all, that under recommendation 1.1, that the Bakker which is a blue flag, be included, and with regards to the Diaz Beach, which is not one, to be deleted in order to read Diaz Beach. So that's the first one. The second one, that under recommendation 1.2, the time between 6 to 8 is to be removed in Bochums Bay because it's already mentioned in the upper heading of the specific item. So it all reads from 6 to 8, and there's not a 5 to 8. 3, that the following new recommendation be included under subparagraph 3, that it be noted that notwithstanding the above, that in terms of section 13.2a of the Mossel Bay Municipality bylaw relating to the control of the seashore and sea, and this is where it comes in, what I've said earlier, no person shall cause or allow any animal belonging to him or in his charge to enter upon or remain in any part of the bathing area. So no sheep, no monkeys, no animal. Unless it is a demarcated area wherein the municipality has, by notice on the spot, admitted the presence of animals, except a certified guide dog fulfilling its duty as a guide dog. And then lastly, that the existing recommendation 3 be renumbered to recommendation number 4. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move.
Thank you very much. Can I have a seconder?
Madam Speaker, I second.
We have a proposal with amendments. It has been seconded. Councillor Leroux. I'm opening up for questions of clarity. Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker. The additions and changes and recommendations accepted. Just wondering how, if that will impact at all on law enforcement on horseback on some of the beaches, or have we made provision for that?
Thank you very much. Going to ask the portfolio chair. Thank you, Ratzler.
Madam Speaker, that application has been brought most probably about 5 years ago. Mr. Prince can maybe help me. They are exempted. Security, for security purposes, horses are allowed on beaches. A fully fledged study was done as well as an environmental impact. So that is allowed, and that will happen again, by the way, through you, Speaker, Councillor. It will happen again December, and we're waiting for the dates. So that will certainly happen right across Mossel Bay.
Fantastic. With the amendments, there's no objections. The item is agreed to. It carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Item E307, the closing of offices during December 2024 for the year-end function. This is for our officials, listed 1 to 4. Can I have a proposal, please?
Madam Speaker, I would like to propose, but with an amendment of the recommendation in bullet 1 for the date to change from 22 November to the 29th of November. Reason being that we already have one of our unions having their farewell on the 22nd, and also that our staff would not have had their pay by the 22nd. It's just to accommodate more people. Thank you.
Very much considerate. Thank you very much, Chairperson of the department. Can I please have a seconder?
Madam Speaker, I will second.
With the amendment, thank you very much, Elder Lady Writers. Is there any questions? Objections? Agreed to, thank you. The item carries unanimously. Item E308, recess 16 December until the 12th of January 2025. Please have a proposal in this regard. Dis hier waar almal nou hulle knoppies moet druk. Proposal?
I'll propose, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Is there a seconder?
I will second, Speaker.
Thank you, Elder Lady Writers. No objections. Agreed to. The item carries. Thank you very much. Item E309. Deceased estates transferred to beneficiaries. Recommendations listed 1 to 3. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I propose.
You don't have that item.
Madam Speaker, we did not receive electronically that number, item.
Okay. Okay, so you don't have it, we just have it in hard copy. All right, can I then propose that we refer it back to the next council meeting in order for the it's actually very. Want ek het gewonder nou hoekom die Deputy Meyer nie nou in die lug spring nie, want dit mos sy werk. Maar we can refer it back, it is a very good item. Yeah, and then we can have it at the next council. Everybody in agreement? Yes. Thank you very much. Then I wish to thank the members of the public for joining us this morning, and those online. Council will now go into committee where we just need to approve the minutes, and the members of the public are being excused from the council meeting. Thank you very much. We had the media also here today. Baie dankie vir die